Thank you for joining me. I'm meteorologist Brian Shields. The Christmas breezes, the Christmas winds coming for a lot of us across the Caribbean. Big fronts have been dipping down through the United States. Cold air kind of unlocked across Canada, all of that driving by. And you look here, Bermuda off to the east. Here's that big time front that really changed the weather pattern. And behind it, just pinwheeling around it, additional fronts bringing down colder air, at least some cooler air for some of us, and even a change in direction in some of the winds across the Gulf back into the Caribbean. Now watching this as well. This, of course, is just stacking up days and days of rain. Not a great situation in some spots. Not for all of us, but for some of us in Costa Rica, Nicaragua, and Honduras, as expected, and our islands, our Colombian islands offshore, some of our Nicaraguan islands offshore, watching out for the really heavy rain. This is going to continue to build off to the west for days and days. Sometimes you'll get some breaks, other times you'll get a good solid batch of rain. So we need to monitor that for the possibility of seeing additional flooding and mudslides as we swing back toward the eastern Caribbean. Not as much. As we get into the latter portions of the week, we'll start to see that rain chance building. Let's get into the winds first, the change in direction of the wind. So you could see we have that one front that I just showed you that did pass by Bermuda. So the winds out of the north, you may have had some of the cooler nights right in Jamaica, Cayman Islands, Cuba, parts of the Yucatan Peninsula, much of Central America, but across the eastern Caribbean, we've had those winds more out of the east. Not quite yet. Those true Christmas breezes moving in. Going forward, there's going to be more fronts dipping down from the U.S. Really cold, more in the way of January and February-like weather in the U.S. So these winds out of the north are going to stretch back as we get toward late week. Still in our northern sections in the northern Caribbean, Haiti, the Dominican Republic. There have been those cooler nights around. Same thing in parts of Puerto Rico, U.S. and British Virgin Islands, still generally out of the east, anywhere from Dominica south through Trinidad. But let me know in the comments your location and if you've been feeling some of the cooler nights. But I'll be tracking these bigger fronts moving in. Now, this is that main front that did move by. I'll show you the Atlantic region of Canada in a moment. Still some rain and snow and just a huge surge of that colder weather moving in. This old front, the tail end of it, will increase the chance of rain in the northern Caribbean the next few days. I'll show you that in a moment when we zoom down. But as we pull forward into the end of the week, we're going to be watching out for still that plunge of colder weather working in. You see another system working its way off the coast of the U.S. by Bermuda. So another front moving in, just reinforcing the cold air. And then what's interesting, as we work our way into the weekend and next week, a lot of the models are indicating along this old front, some batches of rain just kind of driving by parts of the Gulf of Mexico. You see one batch of rain there, another one right here. These could be bigger storm systems, even the possibility of some severe weather, and then yet again another front back to the west. So it's going to be a very active pattern overall, and some of the models hinting at an Atlantic spin, a little bit of a spin, maybe not tropical in nature, but more so subtropical. Not a concern, but just watching that in the Atlantic waters. But here's another front as we work our way into next week, diving out of Canada. Look at that snow over toward the Rocky Mountains, and this will be front number 3, just plunging its way down to the south. Now the tail end of the front, giving us a couple showers around the Turks and Caicos and the Bahamas. Not a washout, but there'll be a few around, so just that tail end of the front. But this is that moisture really building in here and kind of shifting its way off to the west. If you're just joining me from maybe being away for a few days, I've been highlighting this, Central America, that we would see that higher chance of rain. This is tomorrow. Look at Honduras building back toward Roatan, some of the rain. Even Belize, southern sections, we may start to get some of that rain working in, and that rain back through Costa Rica. And there's the old front giving us a couple showers, not a super high rain chance, but a couple spotty showers possible for us, Jamaica, back toward Haiti and the Dominican Republic. And there's that rain again, days and days, stacking up, right? Still watching this as we work our way into Thursday, watching out for these showers. And then you can see later in the week, here's Barbados, a better chance of some moisture with that easterly flow that will eventually start to work in. So we'll start to see a chance of some showers. A lot of us need to get some of the rain this time of year, filling up the cisterns or whatever, but we need to get some rain in some spots. Some of us, though, too much. And of course, that's in parts of Central America. This is the European model, which tries to find any tropical development development. It's not the hurricane season, but sometimes you can get tropical development in the off season. It gives this area a very low chance of developing tropically. I'm just not seeing that becoming a tropical storm. The next name on the list is Tony. We still use the list from this year, even though the hurricane season is over. So that list holds all the way through the end of the year. But these rain totals very high. This is additional rain. The white, black, red shading right along the coast, Nicaragua, watching the islands, back toward northern Costa Rica and Panama. We're going to have spots over 100 millimeters of rain or 4 inches of additional rain. Watching out for the mudslide threat, and you see how close it is to us in Belize. Best chance of showers scattered Belize City south, so we may get some over toward Big Creek, but we need to keep an eye on this Punta Gorda. We could see some of this moving in, but there are the higher totals. Northern Belize, closer to the water, over 100 millimeters of rain or 4 inches of rain will be possible. So here's that front that I was talking about, still bringing some snow showers at times to Newfoundland over toward the Avalon Peninsula, and watching out for the rain with this front moving by near Bermuda. We'll see a chance of some of those showers, but that cold air plunge that is back behind it. Now, into tomorrow, that kind of tries to wiggle away. A little front kind of pinwheeling around this, a clipper system, that's what they're called, kind of a mini front diving across the Great Lakes. You see it there coming through Quebec, and that is going to bring more lake effect snow. That's that snow, the moisture, kind of the Great Lakes adds that moisture to the atmosphere, winds across it, allow for that snow development, and then here comes that next system on Thursday, giving you the heads up. New Brunswick, Prince Edward Island, Nova Scotia, right toward Newfoundland. We'll be watching the next system, rain on the south side, backside, in northern sections. We're going to see snow working in. Once again, another system that will head our way. Now, the seas are a mess. This time of year, they usually are, with the fronts moving in. Atlantic waters are going to build with that second front I showed you on Thursday in just a second. But watching it a bit choppier to rough in the Western Caribbean, near Central America, where we have that kind of blob of rain that's working into Honduras and Nicaragua and near Costa Rica. But as we work our way toward the end of the week, this is Thursday, that same system I just showed you by Canada. Look how those seas build, very dangerous in the Atlantic waters as we get into late week and even into the upcoming weekend. Additional rain, not a whole lot. You get back toward Freeport, we're looking good. Cuba, we're mainly dry. Could get a couple of spotty showers. Turks and Caicos, Cayman Islands, Jamaica. We may get one or two. We could get a few passing showers in Jamaica. Best chance for us will be our eastern sections, but these totals not too high. The blue on the map. So if we do get a shower, we're looking at 25 millimeters of rain or an inch of rain or less. For the most part, maybe 10 millimeters of rain, quarter, half of an inch of rain. Same thing, Dominica, St. Lucia, Martinique, Barbados, St. Vincent, the Grenadines, Grenada, Trinidad and Tobago. The rain chance not very high. Still watching though, Guyana and Suriname. You can see closer to the water, there is still a chance of getting some 3-day totals of 100 millimeters of rain or 4 inches of rain. Let me know in the comments. And I already highlighted this, those higher totals with all of this rain that's moving in to parts of Central America. But Mexico City to the north, not nearly as much, just watching out for the colder weather. Those colder nights are definitely with us. So you see that rain chance. The next 2 days, Jamaica, we're looking at about a 40% chance. Cayman Islands, very small chance. We could get a passing shower toward Brac, back through Little Cayman and Grand Cayman. 20-30% chance, isolated shower. Trinidad and Tobago. But you see by Thursday in Barbados, that rain chance starts to bump up. I was showing that with the model, how some of that moisture would start to move in. Better chance of at least scattered showers later this week. Bumps up as well. St. Lucia later this week, not super high. Passing shower possible today in Grenada, a 30% chance. 20% chance today in St. Vincent the Grenadines, mainly dry for tomorrow. 20-30% chance in Martinique, but by Thursday, rain chances up to 40%. 30% chance tomorrow and Thursday in Dominica, and the rain chance in Guadeloupe on Thursday will be a touch higher, building to a 40% chance. Very isolated for us in Antigua and Barbuda. Rain chance could get a couple passing showers today. St. Kitts and Nevis, Montserrat, 30-40% chance, but the rain chance not very high. Wednesday and Thursday, 20-30% chance holds. Anguilla and St. Bart's, 20-30% chance. St. Martin, Saba, and Statia, 20% chance today in Puerto Rico. That's it. But with the old front that will be nearby, we could get a couple isolated showers tomorrow and again on Thursday. We'll do that as well as we work our way into the British and U.S. Virgin Islands. Rain chance 20% today, up to a 30% chance on Thursday. Bahamas were mainly dry, best chance of a shower. Southern Bahamas could get a couple of those scattered showers with that front nearby. Turks and Caicos for today. A couple of additional showers tomorrow possible across the Dominican Republic as the tail end of the front moves by, isolated as we work our way through Haiti. Rain chance 40% today in Belize, but that is really confined to our southeastern section, southern zone zones. Northern sections were mainly dry. We're going to monitor that rain. It is close by. 10 to 20% chance in Aruba, 10 to 20% chance Curacao and Bonaire. We could get a few passing showers, but the rain chance stays generally limited. Suriname, a couple possible. Rain chance trending down. We work our way back toward Cuba. I think it went through Guyana too quickly, but I showed you earlier, Guyana northern sections. We're going to be watching out for that rain. Mainly dry across Cuba. Best chance of a shower. Eastern sections, 60 to 70% chance. Monitoring the flooding. I'll watch your comments. Costa Rica and Panama monitoring the flooding, especially eastern zones of Nicaragua and closer to the water in Honduras. We're going to watch out for that elevated chance of rain and that flood threat, but Guatemala and El Salvador, not a lot. Mexico City, we have some of those chillier nights behind the fronts that have been sweeping in. Yucatan Peninsula, we're mainly dry. 40% chance of rain today. Northern Colombia, 30% chance for tomorrow. 20 to 30% chance northern Venezuela. And watching out for some of the passing showers that mainly happened last night. We had a couple around with that front that pulled by Bermuda, but watching for these fronts kind of working through. So I'll monitor some showers at times. Rain totals, though, stacking up in Central America. The mudslides, watching those river crossings, which will be dangerous. The cold air outbreaks to the north, and that means some of those cooler nights, at least in the northern Caribbean. And I'll monitor more of these fronts that will be sinking down to the south. Thank you for joining me. I hope you're well. Have a good rest of your day.